What's happening, Rush family? Home from Giants training camp. Day one in the books. Giants-Lions. Plenty to report on. So, great day, great energy around the building. Love to give you a little bit of a recap on what I saw. Again, facilities are always great, but a lot of energy, right? A lot of upbeat atmosphere around the team. A lot of people excited to see something new and energetic. Overall, let's start with the D-line. One-on-one drills. Of course, Dexter Lawrence comes out first rep one-on-one drills. Giants defensive line versus the Lions offensive line. Dexter Lawrence pushes their starting center 5 yards into the backfield, which would be easy for an easy sack. There's no contest. I mean, he's the dude, all right? And it was noticeable. I mean, it was extremely noticeable how fast and how quick Dexter Lawrence can get his hands on you and basically bench press you off the line. So for anybody that was worried about Dexter Lawrence getting paid and maybe taking some time off, no, not happening. This cat is ready to go. He's already been talking about who's coming to the Pro Bowl with him. This guy is excited for the year. And again, he's just basically starting where he left off, last year. Ojulari, Burns, and Tibbs in one-on-one drills all looked good. All looked fast. Great use of the hands, swim moves inside, outside. And also Riley. Make sure we mention Riley. Giving some props to Riley, having some really nice physical battles. Like Riley got a ton of reps, and it was noticeable that he is in shape and he's come to play in 2024. So just giving you the heads up that there is some boys, there's some guys that are going to be able to play next to Dexter Lawrence if you're worried about who's going to take that spot. Up after that, let's talk 7-on-7. First play of 7-on-7. At least I think it was the first play of 7-on-7. Or top 5 plays of 7-on-7. Okereke, pick 6. Clearly makes great play inside, dips in, dips out, runs down the sideline. Sideline for Okereke. The leader is in mid-season form. Drew Phillips. Not in 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 scraps. The dude has moxie. So if you're at all worried about that third-round pick, don't be, because this cat can play. Every time I went down to tweet that Drew Phillips was in a scrap or an altercation, another one followed it. So he is scrappy and ready to play. The one that you're seeing out there on Twitter is definitely one where Belton takes a cheap shot to the face. And then, of course, bench is cleared. Very, very intense. Love to see it. The defense all sticking up for each other. Was really cool. Flott didn't look great. Gave up some deep passes. It could be because maybe there's a lack of communication from the DBs. Maybe they're still getting up to speed with the verbiage. And maybe there's some lack of communication. We may see Nick McLeod shortly. Banks looked average. I didn't really see a lot from him. We're all hoping he's the CB1. We really do, because he's going to get tested often at the start of this season coming up. So he did get sucked inside. He came up to play press man on one play and didn't realize they were going to run to his side, and a receiver took him down inside, sucked him inside, and they ran around him. So he's definitely going to have to, make sure he's paying attention and reading, those tackles on what they're doing, or he's going to definitely have to make sure he's aware that he's still got to stay on the outside, right? That they can't pop that sideline. Offense. So the offense was on the other side of the facility, literally over the field that we were watching. We were watching most of the defense, Giants versus offense, Lions. So, but in a lull in the action, you've seen plenty of video on it so far already. But a lull in the action on the defensive side, you can hear a pin drop, look across the field, it's got to be 200 yards. You can see Jones diming Neighbors in the corner, which turned out to be, if you look at all those angles, it's a touchdown, right? Both feet are in awesome to see, again, Jones and Neighbors having some connections and some success. I'm sure you're going to see tons of video there on it, but it's a great throw and it's a great catch. Again, we saw it from like 200 yards away and it looked great then too. O-line looks physical, looks nasty. Van Rotten, however you want to see it, don't care. Dude's tough. Playing center, playing out of position, tough, strong, until JMS gets back. And then there'll be a conversation. Illuminar and Van Rotten played next to each other, side by side, right? In Oakland. So, or whatever, Vegas. What are we going to do? Do we move Runyon to the other side, or do we move Van Rotten over? It's a good problem to have. Great signing. Pounded out for Joe Shane. Who else looked good? Tracy and Turbo on the goal line. Looked good, looked fast between the tackles, A-gap, B-gap. These guys were hitting holes hard. Definitely see these guys making, of course, not only making the roster, but going to be a strong, running back room. And it's going to be, by committee, running back by committee. Didn't see really much out of Gray that jumped off the page, at least for me anyway. But, of course, he's cheap. He's going to be here. Overall, so today, it's Monday. Like I said, just got home from camp. Thought I'd give you folks an update for the Rush family. Overall, the Lions, which were one game from the Super Bowl, got more than they expected today, right? Outside of Flott giving up some long deep balls, the Giants pounded on Detroit, and it was noticeable, right? 5 fights. The Lions did not like what was happening. They were not happy. It was hot, as it is now, but hotter, right? And the Giants finally have some dog, right? Not all football players have to be nice. We've been a nice team, right? But these guys like Burns and Dexter and Tibbs and Okereke, Van Rotten, Illuminor. These guys have attitude. Runyon, they have attitude, right? And that's what we needed. The Lions today thought they were probably going to roll in here. First of all, they showed up kind of late to the facility. Practice didn't get going till 9:30, 9:40, really getting them going. But I will tell you that I don't think the Lions thought the Giants were going to put up much of a fight. And I thought Giants won practice today. Both sides of the ball. They won more, right? I'm sure you could check out some of the beat writers, that are out there. Dunleavy and Marash, they're all out there probably giving you guys some reports. Jordan, of course, out there. Check those guys out. From what I saw primarily the defense. We probably shocked the crap out of Detroit today. Coming as hard as we were, being as fast and physical as we were, and then we didn't back down. The New York Giants didn't back down to the Lions. Last year, when the Lions manhandled the Giants. Not so much today. A lot of good things to be thankful for. A lot of good things coming on the horizon. Positions to not be concerned about, but that are going to be under the microscope is CB1, CB2. And then who's going to be next to Dexter Lawrence? Is it going to be Riley? Is it going to be Ryder? Who's going to take that? Is it going to be Nacho? Who's going to take that other spot? On the offensive side, both tight ends that you wanted to see, Bellinger and Theo, quiet, right? Real quiet on that front there. And then, of course, you're going to want to be looking at, who's going to be wide receiver number 2? Is it going to be Slayton or Hyatt? Hyatt did get more reps starting today. If you asked me as a lineup, Hyatt was number 2 today. And, and looked pretty decent. He's definitely making an effort, and he's going to continue. He's going to have to continue to make that, right? Give me the ball. Give me an opportunity, right? Because sometimes he can, because he has that attitude in him, but sometimes he not comes up a little short, but he kind of, I guess, basically falls between the cracks. He's going to have to make himself known, and he's going to have to make sure that he can handle, the pressure being number 2, and he's got to catch the ball when they throw it to him. So CB1, CB2, who's playing next to Dexter Lawrence, and then, of course, wide receiver number 2, and, of course, that moving musical chairs or moving parts on the offensive line. But all good from Giants camp. This is King Rush out from training camp today on the 5th of August, 2024. Bang! Tonight the boys will be live with the podcast, so check them out. I'm out. And they'll be in. You can tune in to Shawnee B and Spartan and maybe Alex. You guys can chew it up, and maybe I'll jump in a little bit later. But all good things from the New York Giants. A lot to be excited about.